Hey guys, Captain CA here with another adventure for you guys from the water. That's right, I'm going to take you on a field trip and show you one of my top 5 baits. I mean, I use this as part of my 1-2 punch. And this one happens to mimic pinfish perfectly. Once you see this little adventure, I think it'll all make sense to you. But if you're looking for an awesome plug that mimics pinfish to a T, you've got to catch this one, because here I caught a bunch of fish on the Nature Coast on a foggy, sloppy day, and I can't wait to share it all with you. So go check this video out, and I'll be back here in a little while to share some more thoughts. This episode of Flats Class YouTube is brought to you by Aquatraction, your go-to solution for advanced marine flooring. Fish by myself, I spend a lot of time pulling from the bow of my skiff, keeping my motor trimmed down so I can track right, and that way I can make these nice adjusted drifts for this style of fishing. And I've caught everything doing this. I've drifted these flats and jumped tarpon, cobia, redfish, run across schools of snook. You just don't know what's going to happen. But for a little solo boat, the Hells Bay Eldor does a good job, and all you gotta do is pick a lure that will allow you to catch numbers of fish. And usually my 1-2 punch would have to be a 3-inch paddle tail and a Miradine. And today I just wanted to show you with these occluded skies that I have behind me, because it just gets tougher and tougher with this wind and all this fog, that the Miradine's just a better choice today. They see it a lot easier. I can get a good reaction bite out of the Miradine. So just adjusting the drift here, getting a little skinnier. I'll put this away. We'll start swinging this rod. Yeah, fish those points, and you're always going to catch something. Coming around, that tide was just sucking around that turn. I don't think this is a giant redfish, but I did get one. Oh, he found him a little pinfish. But it's something. Come on in here, buddy. He just did get it too, didn't he? See if I can back that out. There's the bait. Off you go, my friend. We want to catch your big sister. Not that I'm not upset that I caught something small. I just want to catch something bigger. There we go. That's all we needed. Take the top water off and switch over to that Miradine. Miradine, as far as a search bait goes, I think it's every bit as good as a Gold Spoon. It really is. This one just snarked up my Elvis's back color, which is one of my favorite trout colors, but doing a good job on the redfish today. Down here. We can't get a... Whoa, come on, buddy. Get him out from underneath there. I don't have much drag on. He got a little bit of all that, didn't he? green. I took that right in the chin. You know, working a Miradine is a lot like, over the shallow grass, is a lot like working a spoon, like I was saying earlier. And you just need a little bit of patience. You're gonna have to deal with a little bit of grass, but I mean, I'm working about 18 inches of water here, and they work. They work good. That's a nice fish right there. Back in my holder. Put him back in. All right. Yeah, this little color here looks a lot like a Mahara, a croaker. Basically a suspending gold spoon is what it's a lot like. And if I work it where I'm twitching, I'm fishing about 12 inches of water here, 12 to 18 inches of water. And on this reel, this Kronar, it's a pretty fast Shimano reel. I can keep up with it and keep it over the top of the grass. So let's see if I can't pick up a few more on this bait. This bait is not only just a good pinfish imitator, it looks like Mahara if you're fishing the backcountry, could be a little chub minnow, and I've paired it up with my Shimano Terramar XX, and this is the 70M, which means it's just a 7-foot medium action. Boy, this is the ideal rod to really get some distance out there, and I'm throwing it with 20-pound braid, which is letting me reach out a good 150 feet on every cast. And I'm just giving it 2 hard twitches and then letting it fall a little bit. You can see how shallow the water is. I'm fishing about 1 foot to 2.5 feet. It just depends on where the grass is. And there are a lot of rips in here where the water moves over the grass real hard, and there's tons of mullet that I'm starting to see become active, which all that encourages me and lets me believe that I'm going to catch a fish. And that's really all I really want to do today, is just catch a couple of fish for you guys, because this thing gets out there. Oh man, we're cracking them today. Absolutely cracking them. This looks like a really nice trout. Again, the Miradine is one of those baits, especially this one this time of year. This one looks just like a pinfish. This is a really nice trout, a big whopper. Fat. Look at that. Oh, come on, don't get off here. I'm trying to play him nice. He gets downwind. I'm thumbing him right now because I don't want to pull him off. That is a nice fish. Whoa. But you want to catch healthy big trout, you got to fish 12, 18 inches of grass. I'm using a perfect pinfish imitator. I started my morning off with a little bit of, well, I'm going to say top water. Look at that fish. Hopefully I can reach in there and grab him with a wet hand here and not lose him. Oh. Good Lord, look at the size of that trout. Look at the size of that trout. That is a monster trout. That's got to be a 3.5 pound fish right there. Oh, I'm going to have to get my pliers and get him undone. One of the true buttes I have. And this has got to be one of my favorite plugs for fishing flats that have lots, I mean lots of pinfish on them. I'm going to take a break for a second. I'm going to unhook this fella and then we'll talk more. That is a solid trout. Wow. Just look at this guy. I mean, just a monster. All of about, I'm going to say, oh, good 22 inches. All right, let's get him back in, but that bait has really been doing it. The pinfish imitator. How much like a pinfish does it really look like? Check this out. I'm telling you, looks just like a pinfish. You can see in many cases, the Miradine, especially the Elvis's back, mimics pinfish perfectly. This is why I try to throw this particular color quite a bit when I'm prospecting shallow grass flats. Really is a good imitator. All right, so we had a good day of fishing, caught several fish, utilizing the Miradine. The Miradine is, like I said, it's the best of the 1-2 punch between a 3-inch paddle tail or a 4-inch paddle tail and having a fast moving twitch bait. These baits cover a ton of water. They're almost like fishing a suspended spoon, so you can cover tons and tons of water. They mimic pinfish, mahara, creek chubs. They do a really good job of fooling fish and matching the hatch when you don't know what to throw. So this little Elvis bait was the answer today. I doggone near lost it to 2 different jacks today and 1 mangrove snapper, but we were still able to catch a couple of redfish, catch a really nice trout. Had a few dink trout that I didn't put on the video, but lots of action on that bait. If you're looking for a bait that'll give you a ton of action, consider the MR17 from MirrOlure. It is a really good bait, and they've got just a litany of colors you could choose from. This happens to be a custom color of mine, but if you don't want to use that, use something you feel comfortable with. Today I had a 7-foot, this is a Shimano Terramar XX. This is their casting rod, 7-foot medium action. Does a really good job with baits from about 1/4 to 5/8. It's perfect for that. You can get sweet long casts, accurate. I have it all spooled up on a Shimano Kronar. This is the 150 XG. It's really nice reel, a lot of adjustment. Has a little smaller spool. I wasn't used to that at first. I like that 200 that's got a little bit more room. But after I got the hang of it, I could really hammer this thing out there. And I've got it spooled up with 20-pound Power Pro. The 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick gives me distance advantage. Now, when I'm fishing tight quarters where I backed up into here, I could go to 30 or 40, but 20 does a good job, and 20 gives me plenty of room with these Kronars. So I enjoyed that. I used about 2.5 feet of 20-pound fluorocarbon. That's what I was throwing today, because this is more of a reaction bait than a finesse style bait most of the time. So hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy what you're seeing here at Flats Glass YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. We want you guys to subscribe. It's my job, like I always say, to make you a better fisherman. Now I'm gonna fire up the Yamaha and get back to the ramp. I'm hungry.